we're here to make a very exciting announcement here today about increasing our ability to recycle. But before we do that, let's talk about the big picture for a little bit here on the importance of being a greener city. Why do we want to be a greener city? I'd say, David, if you're not relevant anymore in the 21st century. So first off, it's the quality of place that a green city or greening city has. Quality of place that attracts people to want to be part of a community that understands the importance of sustainability is important for us here, not only in Louisville, but in our state and our country as well. Second, a strong part of the future is going to be creating jobs, green jobs. The communities that can do that the best are going to be thriving communities. And then third, to me, it's just the right thing to do. If we're not trying to leave a more sustainable future and present for our kids and our grandkids, what type of message are we sending to them? And then on the bigger picture, if we're not doing it in our country, what do we expect to happen in China and India as they rapidly urbanize? And that's really where the big picture is in terms of how they're going to be becoming a green society themselves. And it's going to be hard for us in the United States to convince these other societies to be green if in fact we're not. So there's all kind of reasons why we should do it. So how does it start? I'd say one recycled item at a time here today. We're here to make an announcement that more businesses starting today can recycle and that residents can recycle more through our sanitation and waste management services and weekly recycling pickups. As we gain more knowledge about how we can help save our resources and gain more technology to help us reduce and reuse or recycle, and as more and more of our residents and businesses are interested in doing their part, we know how important it is to recycle and conserve our resources. Everybody gets that now, I hope. So today we're announcing a pilot program that will allow us to find ways to make recycling easier and more widely available throughout Louisville. I'm very excited to be joined by Councilwoman Tina Ward-Pugh and Councilman Tom Owen today here in this announcement. They have been extraordinary champions, stalwart champions of recycling and demonstrating the power of neighborhoods in making a difference for our community as well. Each one of our Metro Council people brings distinct strengths to their offices, but Tina and Tom can always be relied on to provide leadership and a conscience and doing the right thing in terms of making our city more sustainable. So I know all of our citizens here in Louisville thank you all for that very important work that you all do. And they just don't talk. As I say, I'm not watching their lips, we watch the actions. They make it happen. So based on a very successful pilot for businesses on Frankfort Avenue, businesses in Districts 8 and 9, on Melwood Avenue, Lexington Road, Brownsboro Road, and on Bardstown Road will now be able to recycle in these orange 96-gallon carts and have them picked up on their weekly runs by our Louisville Metro Sanitation Waste Management for a nominal one-time fee. So in the first phase of the pilot program, which began last August, approximately 50 businesses along Frankfort Avenue saved more than 100,000 gallons of waste from going to our landfill. So if that's not a testament to individual action, I don't know what is. 100,000 gallons of waste. So great leadership amongst the businesses, again showing that everybody can make a difference. So hats off to all the businesses along the corridors who know the importance of recycling and are setting that example for the rest of the community. So if you're interested in this program and your council member is either Tina Ward-Pugh or Tom Owen, please call their offices and sign up. It's as easy as that. Carts will start being delivered in the next few weeks, and your business will be invoiced for $50, which covers the cost of the cart. I know that's cheaper than your dumpster fees, and it certainly helps the whole community a lot more by sending less waste to the landfill. Another addition to the pilot program, which also has been requested by the residents, is that recycling collection in the residential areas also use the large 96-gallon carts. So as I look around this crowd here, I know you all have some of the same problems that we do at our house, which is there's more in the recycling than there is in the waste. And so you're saying, well, why can't I have a bigger recycling bin than the waste bin? Well, we're going to start doing that. So this part of the pilot is only available in District 9 for now and will cost residents $55 per cart. So again, it's as easy as phoning your council member's office and telling them you want the cart. So I hope your business, oh, let's go. You're ready, aren't you?
Thank you.
Little passion here.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I hope your business will join this pilot effort in making Louisville become a greener, more environmentally conscious community. We know we can all work together to make a difference. So before I hand this over to Councilman Owen, who's then going to give it over to Councilwoman Pugh, again, would just like to talk about the importance of leadership in making anything happen in the community. And a lot of people sit back and tell others how things should be done, and they don't get up off the couch and do it themselves. And then there's those that get up off the couch or never were on the couch and just do and lead. So with Tom and Tina, we really appreciate all your all's great work. So Tom Owens.
My comments will be brief and I think probably a study in redundancy. It is, I'm here to celebrate what for me has been a 16-year dream. As soon as recycling began in the community, I can remember clearly meeting with Mr. Davidson, the Director of Solid Waste Management, saying how can we somehow divert from the businesses along the Baxter-Bardstown Road corridor from Broadway out to Taylorsville Road, how can those tons and tons of waste that are generated there, how can we divert the recyclables away from the big mountain of landfill there at the intersection of I-65 and the outer loop? How can we divert that toward reuse? Well, Mr. Davidson and I muddled and studied and thought of options and thought of a way to pay for it. And now comes my colleague from the 9th District, Councilwoman Ward-Pugh, who has been developing over the last year a pilot demonstrating how it can be done. So those of you that need to take one little nugget from what I'm going to say, here it is. We're expanding that program that began in the 9th District to the businesses but on Baxter and Bardstown Road between Broadway and Taylorsville Road. And here's the way it's done. The businesses call my office at 574-1108 and they ask for a sign-up sheet and they pay a one-time $50 charge for a big roller can. They can pay $100 for two and $150 for three. And we believe they will be saving on landfill, and in addition to landfill, and also saving on dumpster charges, because they might well be able to get a smaller dumpster or a less frequent dump of the dumpster, and so as a result there can be some genuine savings for them. Now, the only other thing I want to say is that there are a lot of good reasons, just as the mayor indicated, for doing this. Reason number one is that I believe we humans are supposed to be walking on this earth with soft moccasins. And as a result, it is important that we just not produce and dump. We need to be reusing the commodities that we create as much as possible, grabbing a hold of everything we can get our hands on and recycle it. Now, I also know that there is a school of thought that says, but is that too costly? Are the heavy glasses too hard to separate and to reuse again? After all, glass is made of sand. There's an argument there, but I want to acknowledge that there's more to recycling than just diverting. It's creating a culture of responsibility. It's teaching for the future. It's developing technologies for the future. It's teaching our children to walk gently on the earth in soft moccasins. And so as a result, what I'm celebrating with you today is a dream that's 16 years old, and now it's coming to the 8th District. That number is 574-1108. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom, and thank you, Mayor, for your leadership. I do want to say that 16 years ago, when I was the legislative assistant for the former First Ward Alderman Scotty Green, I remember very clearly the debate and the dialogue about bringing recycling, period, to our community. And so I would be remiss today if I didn't acknowledge Tom Owens. It wasn't just his vision and those conversations, it was his passion to make it be so, that we even have recycling here today, much less paving the way for us to have a pilot project on Frankfort Avenue and to now offer a pilot project for residential recycling. Want to mention too, our businesses and residents have been asking for these services for a long time. When we surveyed our businesses and residences on sustainability, 72% of them said they already recycled, and we want to move forward with 100% people recycling. And so we met with the mayor, and 4 weeks ago in my office, David Caldwell, who's head of our projects and particularly the Green Triangle, shared with the mayor what we'd been working on for the last year with our pilot project, and we said we'd like to expand the pilot project now to residences, and he just said, well, how can I partner with you? What do you need from me? How can we make this happen? And so here we are, just 4 short weeks later, the mayor with his leadership and solid waste management, with Ted Pullen and Queenie Averett and Keith Hackett and many others have pulled this together in order to make this a reality. I will say, though, at that meeting, when I first explained it, that the pilot project for residences, the mayor didn't catch that it was in the 9th District, so he was like, oh, that's going to be great, because every Thursday night I roll down a garbage can or my recycling bin. It takes me 3 trips to go down. I said, Mayor, now you got to move into the 9th District if you want residential recycling. So anyway, so he was excited, and we really appreciate that. He did also mention that just in the short few months that the Business Association has been recycling, they have saved over 100,000 gallons of materials that are recyclable from the landfill. That's actually Virginia's and Patria's home. So looking at their home, they just in a few months have saved this much, the entire size of their home, in materials that would have gone to the landfill but didn't. So can't you imagine exponentially how this might impact our landfill? Helping bring about Tom's vision, as he mentioned. All of this work is a part of our Green Triangle initiative, and I want to remind you what it was. About 2 years ago, a group of people came together, and they created this vision. Imagine individuals, businesses, and government working together to create a 9th District of green spaces for people to connect with nature and each other, green options for transportation, and green thinking that promotes the conservation of resources and our small neighborhood feel. So expanded recycling was one of those initiatives that came out of that. I want to recognize some people who are here today who made this possible. I want to start by recognizing the Frankfort Avenue Business Association. I have members over here, if you'll raise your hand. These are the folks who stepped up and have been pushing for business recycling for at least the last 4 or 5 years, who decided that, well, in these hard economic times, if government can't give you these recycling bins, which I believe is our goal for the future, and the mayor's working hard on creating that opportunity for the big 96-gallon on wheel recycling bins, the businesses says, we'll pay the $50. We will buy the can. $50, a one-time fee of $50 to be able to have recycling is a small price to pay for the great benefit that we get. And if you'll drive by on a Friday morning, you'll actually see 5 outside of the Grape Leaf and outside El Mundo because they have already begun to empty their dumpster less, and they have packed to the gills thinking about buying another one. And every Friday morning, Solid Waste Management comes right by their door and empty their dumpsters, their recycling bins, and it all just adds to it. Now, of course, Bardstown Road, and then residential recycling. I also want to point out when we were creating the Green Triangle, which we hope one day really sort of is the common name, if you will, for the 9th District. You live in the Green Triangle. And perhaps even beyond that, it expands to include District 8 and other districts around, let's come up with some initiatives, some goals, and work on that. And I want to say part of the folks helping us create that goal are here today, the coordination team members. If some of you all are here, will raise your hand so we can say thank you very much. And so before we hand it off back to the mayor to show you exactly what the project is here, for sure, I just want to mention there are a few other things happening today that we've been working on. Our business champions are businesses in the 9th District and outside the 9th District who have stepped up to buy into and be a part of our Green Triangle. That means promoting this and other options on their websites. It means stepping up to offer some financial support. And so far, we want to thank LG&E, and I want to thank MSD, and I know some of MSD people are here today. Bud Chardin, thank you. It's been a rough night. Yeah, that's right. Keep him propped up. We still have a ways to go. And also River Metals Recycling. I'm not sure they're here, but they've stepped up, all three of these particularly, to be a business champion and a funding sustainable partner. River Metals Recycling, if you don't know about them, down here in the 9th District on River Road, everything that you cannot recycle that's metal in your household garbage on Fridays in the 9th District, you can load up in your car or the back of your truck and take to River Metals. The big magnet comes out and unloads it for you. You scan your ticket and you get your money. They're going to also, as a part of our partner, being our partner, going to perhaps consider, if you're in a 9th District resident, maybe giving you a nickel more per pound when you bring it there. Again, hoping that in the future that might be able to be expanded based on everybody's recycling. So I want to thank those partners. We also have a special unveiling today here. We've been working to get a logo designed for the Green Triangle, and so today we would like to unveil that. I'm wondering if maybe a couple of you could, as the Virginia and Dave, a part of the coordination team, slide that out for us. It sort of slides out like a check, like a check. There you go. Yes. So, yes. We have people here from Clifton, from Crescent Hill, from Clifton Heights, from businesses, residences who are here to celebrate this. It's all coming around again to focus on what we can do and do our part. That's our new Green Triangle logo. And the last thing I'm going to say is that we'll be launching our Green Triangle website in June. It's going to be the place where all things green in the 9th District will reside. And also, for the first time, what started all this was my service on the wet weather team, the consent decree with Bud Chardin and MSD. How do we meet clean water standards by 2024? And basically, we came up with some green initiatives. David Wicks and others were around that table. That if we could prove, if we could quantify, if we could project, if we could model how much water we kept out of the combined storm sewer and sent to the green areas, if we could prove that to the EPA, then they would allow us to do more green projects and less gray projects or concrete projects. And so in the 9th District, I mean, it finally clicked and dawned on me what it means to be sustainable. Some people around this gathering today have been doing this for 30 years, including Tom Owen. I mean, he's put his money where his mouth is and his seat and his legs, because he's been riding a bike for 30 years to places, including today, doing his part. So anyway, so you're going to be able to, for the first time, go on our website and create a little profile. And if you were one of the people who disconnected your downspouts, we're going to help you know by just a few clicks on the button how big your roof is. And if it rained a half inch last night, click the next button, and you're going to be able to know that by diverting your downspouts, last night's rain, you saved, 33,000 gallons or 10,000 gallons of water in the combined storm sewer system. So can you imagine if everybody's doing this, we can make a significant impact on the quality of water and life in our community, and it's going to be even beyond that as well. But the beauty of that is that we're going to collect that and quantify that aggregately. So it's anonymous, but we'll be collecting when you go in and key in what you're doing now. You're not flushing the toilet every time. You are not running your dishwasher like last night it was full. I didn't run it because it was a rain event and I didn't want to add to the water. I learned that just 2 years ago. We needed to wash a load of clothes. We didn't wash it last night. Probably won't wash them today because of all the water that we had last night that's causing the creek to rise. And so we're going to be able to capture everybody's collectively so that we can give it to MSD. They can send it to the EPA and say and prove this is what we're doing. EPA says great. There's even some money associated with that. So we're really excited about this opportunity to quantify all the efforts everybody's making. So with that, I want to thank everybody for their time and for their energy and their efforts, and want to turn it back over to the mayor and say once again how pleased I am that this mayor just jumped right in his Office for Sustainability. He's got the vision. He is going to make that happen. This is a small part of it, and we're excited to be one of the first components of that office. Without his leadership, this wouldn't have happened so quickly, and without Councilman Owen's vision and persistence over the years as well. So I want to thank you all very much for your service. Thank you. Yes.
Oh, really? Officially playing.
Step up to the
Yeah, let's talk about
Yeah,
what
let's
they
talk
said.
about
Okay, how do you want to do it?
Now, we've got a lot of leaders here today. One of them is Virginia Forrest. Look how happy she is to be a leader, too. Because I got to say, you're a nice-looking lady.
Thank you.
But when you look at, see this young gal out here in the blue right here?
You got it.
This is why it's important for us to do so many of these things, to walk with the soft moccasins that Tom talked about here. So from one generation to another, thank you. And I believe you have something here.
Yes.
What's going on?
Okay, I'm a part of the Green Triangle, and I'm honored to be so. It's all about sustainability, starting in the 9th District. So I would like to be the first resident in the 9th District to buy the new option of a larger bin for recycling, and I will get a smaller bin then for my trash, which has decreased immensely. I have 2 bins for recycling now, but they are never enough, and I'm hoping this will help maybe encourage other people on my street and in this area to step forward, put up $50 and get this thing kicked off. And I think it's just a great program. It was extremely important on the survey that was taken, so it has to be part of the foundation of getting this program kicked off. So I think I'm very proud to be a part of it. I'm all about sustainability. I'm all about protecting Mother Earth and helping as much as possible. And it's my honor to be here.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, let's hear it from Ms. Forrest. Thank you very much. Leadership gift right here.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, at this point, I think we're happy to take any questions, if there are any. All right, well, in closing, thanks again for the wonderful leadership from Councilwoman Ward-Pugh. I think we all got a taste of her passion toward this. Tom, 16 years, that's some serious delayed gratification. So that's impressive, too. So with that, we'll just thank everybody for coming here today and look forward to some more words from Tina Ward-Pugh.
I just, if you would, or I'd be glad to, the option that Virginia's taking that will be available for residents is we're even recycling your household garbage container by replacing the lid on it with an orange lid. So you're going to get a smaller bin for trash, 64 gallons. We're going to take your 96-gallon current household garbage can, and we're only going to replace the lid on that so that when you put it out on Friday mornings, they know it's recycling because it's got the orange lid on it. So an option that I know Solid Waste has been working on for a number of years, an option that they think is appropriate for us. So we're even reusing our our household trash cans by putting an orange lid on them. And I want to thank the mayor and Solid Waste for doing that. And that's Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
What do we do with our old orange small bins?
This is Keith Hackett here. He runs Solid Waste.
Once we get a order to deliver one to you, we'll pick up the bins. So once delivery is coordinated with the citizen through the council's office, we'll pick up your old bin.
And I would like to thank Solid Waste and Public Works. It's interesting that today's my 100th day of being mayor, and and it's interesting to see how people reacted to change. You know, so when this idea came up, they had a let's get it done type of attitude. So I certainly appreciate your all's work as well. Any other questions? Okay, let's all work together. Thanks, everybody.